It's well documented that with each generation, the nation is gradually getting taller. But I'm standing near the tomb of a Victorian celebrity who, in the 1800s, was classed as extraordinarily tall. So who is he and where am I? Find out in just a moment. On today's show, a father and daughter team are tasked with finding the perfect country home for the whole family. And there's definitely enough room for all of them in one of our houses.
You've got that valuable thing here, just called that space.
There's lots of space to it. Yeah.
Sense of space.
But they also have designs on a property with personality.
Oh, is that character?
Yeah.
That's character.
Today I'm in Norfolk at the Church of St Mary in West Somerton, the final resting place of Robert Hales, more commonly known as the Norfolk Giant. Born here in 1813, he eventually reached the giddy height of 7 foot 8 inches and toured the country with his 7 foot 2 inch sister before marrying one Elizabeth Simpson, who towered over the both of them at an incredible 8 feet tall. As you can imagine, the Norfolk Giant was quite an attraction in his day and makes up a small, or should that be, tall part of this county's rich and varied history. Norfolk is one of 6 counties that make up the East Anglia region. The others include Suffolk to the south and Cambridgeshire to the west. Norfolk is England's driest and flattest county, with much of the land low-lying and a 93-mile coastline made up of long sandy beaches sheltered by undulating cliffs. Coastal draws include the town of Cromer with its Victorian pier. Stretching 500 metres out to sea, it has changed little in its 100-year-plus existence. Enchanting villages such as Blakeney are dotted along the northern shoreline, with those distinctive flint-fronted cottages a recurrent theme across the county. Inland is just as appealing. The famous Broads, 125 miles of waterways, were created by peat digging and are now a haven for wildlife and on the visitor map. Norfolk is also the setting for some of Britain's finest stately homes, including Houghton Hall, built in the 1720s as a country retreat for the then Prime Minister, Sir Robert Walpole. With such a diverse range of activities and scenery to experience, it's easy to see why Norfolk gets the vote from potential escapees. When it comes to property prices here in Norfolk, the average cost of a detached home is around £249,000. Now that's a remarkable £50,000 below the national figure. But it's not just the current property prices that make this county remarkable, because it's thought that the Norfolk coastline was the first part of Britain to be settled by early man. And some 1.2 million years later, people are still keen to call this gorgeous region home, including today's buyers. Today's house-hunting duo are a father and daughter, IT consultant and martial arts fanatic Anthony and 23-year-old design student Charlotte. They're looking for a home large enough to accommodate the whole family, which also includes Anthony's wife Julie and Charlotte's older sister Becky, who are the quieter half of the family.
Well, the relationship between Charlotte and myself, we're both very similar in the outlook to life, humorous and very quick-witted, and we enjoy to be part of a life and soul of a party as well and have fun and make life enjoyable.
My dad is funny, he's intelligent, he's sometimes very annoying, but overall he's just a great dad.
This family of 4 have lived in the same house in Uckfield in East Sussex since the girls were children. But recently, their hometown has undergone increasing development.
Uckfield is a nice environment, nice location, but it's like most places, it's building up a lot more.
There's less places to walk the dog, and it's just getting overcrowded, overpopulated.
The family have chosen to put down country roots in Norfolk after falling in love with the county's wide open spaces and stunning coastline.
We've actually picked Norfolk as an area because we went and had a visit there last Christmas. We were considering where to move to, and when we saw Norfolk, we liked driving around it, the location, the walks.
And one thing that my mum liked was the beaches, because down here we just get a lot of pebble beaches, whereas up there they're all sand and you can take your dogs whatever time of year.
Charlotte is studying design and is considering a career in photography. But she's also a keen rider and is already imagining country life with her much-loved horse, Sydney.
I started horse riding since I was 6, and it's been part of my life since then. Part of the move is to take my horse with me and to have that fields that we can just like look over from the kitchen and they would just be there, and to actually ride on like the beaches around there would be ideal.
Anthony, on the other hand, enjoys martial arts in his spare time, and he's proud of his record-breaking achievement.
Like everybody else, see something about Bruce Lee, into it from then on. My main forte is jiu-jitsu, and I also gained the martial art world record in the 90s on a couple of TV programs, and I still hold that world record now. Beat stamp collecting.
This close-knit family would also like their new property to include a separate annex for the girls, but Anthony is also taking the long view.
So the way that we can see things panning out, that we'll be living in obviously the main house, myself and my wife Julie. Rebecca and Charlotte will be actually potentially in the annex. And it could be that when we are old and decrepit, we just swap places.
Anthony and daughter Charlotte would like to cast their property net along the Norfolk-Suffolk border. I'm meeting up with them in Norfolk to find out their property particulars.
Well, Anthony and Charlotte, welcome to Norfolk. I think we've picked the most beautiful day to start our house search. Now, Charlotte, this is about moving the whole family to Norfolk, isn't it?
Yeah.
All 4 of you, Mum Julie, your sister Becky, plus all the animals. How many people are we going to be looking after?
Well, 4 together, but the animals are kind of people themselves.
How many cats, dogs, horses?
4 cats, a dog and a horse, and possibly another horse as well when we move.
So what exactly are you looking for in this new family home?
Something that's got about 4 bedrooms, ideally with a large entertaining space, a kitchen, diner, and obviously the land is important.
And anything else that you're after, Anthony?
Well, ideally, an annex or outbuildings that could be converted. I've always wanted to have a martial art centre as well in the outbuilding. So there's a couple of things that'll be nice to have that will add value.
Any of the family keen gardeners?
No.
No?
No, don't mind dabbling in the garden, but not too much in the way of managing gardens in a large, large scale.
What does this property look like architecturally? What's the style that you're after? I probably should ask you, Charlotte, shouldn't I?
Yeah, something with period features. We don't mind elements of contemporary, but just to have that to the old look to it, even if it's a new build that's done nicely to look old.
Now, you certainly have a healthy budget with this search, but we've got to keep a lot of people happy. Remind us how much we've got to spend.
Well, we're looking at a limit of £700,000.
And do you think that's realistic?
I think certainly. If you ask Charlie, she'll probably go for the £1.5 million properties, but...
Ideally, yeah.
Will you? Well, we do have 3 splendid properties to show you. The sun is shining, the sky is blue. I think we should get started.
Sounds good. Thank you.
With a £700,000 budget, Anthony and Charlotte's family home in rural Norfolk should ideally incorporate a mix of period features with a modern interior. The property should include 4 bedrooms and a large kitchen diner for Mum Julie. Although the garden isn't a top priority, the outside space should include enough land for 2 horses, an outbuilding for Anthony's martial arts studio, and ideally separate annex accommodation for Charlotte and her sister Rebecca. With this extensive wish list in mind, we found 3 fantastic family properties that should appeal to Anthony and Charlotte, but they'll have to wait until the end of each tour before I reveal the price to them. Our final property stop, as always, will be the Mystery House, where it could be 2 for the price of 1. Our first property is situated in the village of Starston on the Norfolk-Suffolk border. The closest option for a range of amenities is the market town of Harleston, located on the old coaching road between London and Great Yarmouth. Featuring a diverse mix of characterful buildings, ranging from medieval to Georgian architecture, the town is centred on a colourful high street with a range of independent shops. Market Day is every Wednesday, a tradition that began in the year 1259 when the town was granted its charter. A 5-minute drive from Halston and back in the village of Starston, house number 1 is tucked away in a peaceful setting.
So let me introduce you to our very first property here in Norfolk.
It's very nice. I like the style.
Unusual, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah.
but very attractive.
The actual house itself dates back to the early 17th century,
Oh, wow.
can you believe?
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, is that character?
Yeah.
That's character.
Definitely got character.
And as you can see, we're sort of surrounded by this wonderful countryside, but also garden.
It's beautiful.
OK, right, let's start.
Thank you.
Despite its red brick Victorian facade, the Grade 2 listed farmhouse has a timber frame dating back to the 1600s, and inside offers up an array of period features from across the centuries. For Anthony's wife Julie, the kitchen is important, so we're starting our tour at the back of the house.
So come on in.
It's
Like the
nice.
range.
I love that brick around.
That's very
That's
attractive.
nice. I like that.
Yes, nice area as well. Probably do more with the kitchen for my wife, for her cooking and everything else, but there's space here to do and add more to it.
You have a wonderful pantry there.
Ah, that's a magic word my wife's always wanted, a pantry.
Yeah?
She loves pantries because of what you can get in there, so
Of course.
that'll be a big tick, definitely.
Especially if you're baking cakes and things
yes.
like that.
With the baking practicalities dealt with, I want to show Anthony and Charlotte the main part of the house, where the history really starts to reveal itself.
You've actually got a cellar under here. You can see there's like a trap door.
Yeah.
You've got your dining area, and I truly believe as you walk into this part of the house, the main body of the house, if you like, you are stepping back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got these different periods on the outside, which is terrific, and you come back stepping in time further inside. I like this. It's really nice. Lovely beams. Love beams.
Yeah, I love the beams.
The outside has been changed quite considerably, but the fact that it's probably wattle and daub, you can actually see. Can you just see that glass panel behind the
Yes.
sofa? Shows what it's like behind the plaster.
Oh, brilliant.
That's a nice feature.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
yeah.
Really lovely.
Anthony and Charlotte are clearly warming to the character of our farmhouse. As well as the sitting room, there's also a separate study on the ground floor. Bearing in mind the family want more space, I've got a surprise around the corner, another reception room.
Well, so far, I'm impressed.
Are you?
It's really, really, really nice.
Charlotte?
Yeah, I love the character.
Do you?
It's lovely.
So far, this light and spacious family home is proving a hit with father and daughter. Upstairs, there are 4 bedrooms as requested, including a double and a twin, both with exposed beams, and a single with feature Victorian fireplace. The 3-piece bathroom could be shared by the girls because the master has an ensuite shower room for Anthony and Julie.
This is the master bedroom because it has the ensuite.
Lovely light coming through there and beautiful view out of the window as well, the
Yeah.
trees in the garden. That
Yeah.
is really nice.
I like that willow tree that's out there.
But what do you think your wife, Anthony, would think of it so far?
I should like it all, no?
What about Becky, your sister?
I think she would love it. She loves character properties.
Well, there's still plenty to show you outside. Shall we head into the garden and talk about access for the horses, stables, and all the other projects that you've got going on?
Sounds good.
Lovely.
Phew.
With 2 generations catered for inside, it's time to think about their needs for outside. The house sits in a 2.4-acre plot of land. The grounds include an enclosed paddock for Charlotte's horse Sydney. There's an outbuilding for Anthony's martial arts studio, as well as a garage and carport. But there's no separate annex to house the girls. The rest of the land features an extensive wraparound garden which could offer an option for another horse.
I wonder whether I've left the best till last. I adore this garden for 2 reasons. I think it's been beautifully done because behind us, you've got that cottagey feel with all the planting. But in front of us, you actually have the potential to turn this into a paddock without ruining what's already here.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's
Yeah,
enough
so it
space.
gives a lot of scope for that for the 2 horses. And this garden is beautiful, the surrounding trees, whether you got paddock in the middle or not, those trees are amazing, magnificent. When you say this is starting point, I'll tell you what, where do you go from here? This is terrific. Lovely, lovely.
Well, thank you, Anthony. Let's see how we get on with the price.
I'm going to say 675.
OK.
And I was thinking more like 695.
All right. In actual fact, you are the closest. Charlotte, you're bang on the money. The asking price is £675,000. So you're pleasantly surprised? 'Cause it's a lot of house, isn't it, for that budget?
Very, actually, very impressed by the whole layout and the structure, and that is a house to die for, to be honest.
Oh, thank you. Would you like to have another look around together this time?
Oh, yes, please.
Dad and daughter, be my
thank you.
guest.
Thank
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, such a brilliant start to our house hunt here in Norfolk, but what a splendid home. I mean, it does mean the whole family are going to be living under one roof, but with the outbuildings, the stable block, the additional land, I think it gives them everything they want, and it's under budget. In fact, £25,000 below budget. The first property is a Grade 2 listed Victorian family farmhouse with parts dating back to the 17th century. There's a sizable kitchen for Mum Julie and 4 bedrooms. Outside, the grounds include outbuildings and enough acreage to potentially keep 2 horses.
It's a good size. Could be a couple of options here. Could actually be a really good gym.
It was a lovely property, great character, nice size. So it was airy, it was bright for an old property, which I loved, and had a lot of potential to it.
You had one sort of period on the outside and an earlier period on the inside. And the space and capacity in there is certainly adequate for what our needs are, I think. Terrific property for the first one to look at. Really impressed.
Have we seen enough?
We have.
Yeah, you happy?
Oh, indeed, thank you.
Very happy.
Yeah? Good first house?
Oh, indeed. Try beating that.
Oh, I know. Let's see how we get on. Come on.
Thank you.
The rich, fertile soil of Norfolk sustains a thriving arable crop-growing industry, with half of its farmland given over to wheat and barley, but is also good for growing asparagus. One of those love-it-or-hate-it foods, demand has soared in Britain over the last decade, and as a result, producers have trebled the amount they grow. Just outside Thetford is Rowdham Farm, a family-run business which has been growing the crop since 1989. Keen to explore Norfolk's culinary delights, Anthony and Charlotte have chosen the ideal time to get some tips on asparagus growing.
Hello, welcome to Rowdham Farm.
Hi, Tim.
They're meeting third-generation farmer Tim Jolly.
So what exactly is asparagus?
Botanically speaking, asparagus is a herbaceous perennial. So a perennial means that we don't have to plant it every year. So we have it in the fields for up to 15 years.
So I gather there's a lot of health benefits from asparagus?
Asparagus is a fantastic vegetable. It has a lot of vitamins and minerals, particularly B3,
Right.
and a whole range of other things like high in fibre, low in carbohydrates. So it's a fantastic vegetable health-wise.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Good stuff.
Tim is clearly passionate about asparagus, but he's got a job on his hands convincing Charlotte.
Now, I actually love asparagus, but obviously some people like it and hate it. My daughter does not like it. Can you convert my daughter into asparagus loving?
Absolutely. It's a challenge I'm very willing to take on.
Tim begins by showing Anthony and Charlotte how fast-growing spears are collected. Although with around 60 acres of asparagus to cover, it's a case of where to begin first.
So why is Norfolk so good to grow asparagus?
2 things. First, the soil. Second, the weather. Here we have really light, sandy soil. Asparagus likes sandy soil. Good drainage. The weather, warm days, cool nights, really enhances the flavour of the asparagus if you have that difference in temperature.
So how do you know when these are ready to be cut?
When it is that length, the length of the knife. So let's have a look at this one here. So we've got at least the length of the knife. Take it, cut it, put it in the basket. Okay, is that fairly straightforward?
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Right, have a basket, have a knife,
Thank you.
and let's
Thank
see
you,
what
Tim.
you can do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Easy to cook, yet considered a delicacy by many, asparagus is a rich source of iron which helps boost the immune system. It's also packed full of fibre and potassium, as well as vitamin A and folic acid, all believed to play a role in the fight against cancer and heart disease.
Right, guys, come this way.
But for Charlotte, it's the taste that puts her off. Tim hopes the freshly cut crop might convert her. It's been steamed, which helps retain the flavour.
Anthony, you're itching to try some.
It is, well,
Shall we go for it?
It looks so tasty. I think we might as well give it a whirl, please.
OK, so the steamed one. What do you think?
It's actually okay.
Oh, nice.
Do you think that's approval, Anthony? Do you think it's
I think
actually
Sos gives
OK
him a
as
bit of approval now.
What do you reckon?
She's committed to eating it at home now as well.
This is roasted with black pepper and parmesan with a bit of chilli sauce. Just dip into the chilli sauce. That is delicious. What do you think, Anthony?
So I like it with the sauce.
Like it with a sauce.
Yep, that's amazing. Fantastic flavours.
It's good, isn't it?
With
Much
and
prefer that.
without.
At the end of the day, like most veg, cover it in sauce and the children will be happy.
Success at last.
For the second property, we're venturing across the county towards the Wash, to the small village of Marshland St James. Situated in the Fens, an area of flat, low-lying land, the larger village of Emneth, about a 10-minute drive away, features an imposing parish church as well as a range of amenities, including a post office and butchers. The second house is located in a remote spot, around a 20-minute walk from Marshland St James. Although it's a more modern affair than our first house, I think it provides the family and potential animals with all the space they would need.
Built in 1994, it was a bungalow. It's been extended into a chalet, so it does give you space for a family.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think, Anthony? What's going through your mind?
Just thinking that it is big, it's a nice sized property. It is modern compared to the previous one, but treat everything independently. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the space gives as well on the inside as well as the outside, of course.
Yeah. I mean, I think the other property is more characterful, so it brings you in a bit more. This is less of that, I think.
Yeah. Should we start having a look around?
Yeah.
Certainly. Yes, please.
Let's go this way.
Thank you.
What it might lack in visual appeal, it more than makes up for in layout and space. Again, we're starting off in the kitchen, and it's quite an eye-opener.
Big space.
Oh, quite bright.
Yes.
I think I need these sunglasses out.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. If you like that sort of tomatoey red colour, you're in luck with this kitchen. But look at the space now. Julie is passionate about baking and cooking, isn't she, your
Yeah.
mum? What do you think she would make of it?
I think she'd love the space and to have an island to work around as well, which would be good for her.
We're going to call this the Space House.
The space house, that sounds pretty good to me.
Plenty of it.
Because it started life as a bungalow, most of the living areas and sleeping accommodation are found on the ground floor, including 3 of the 5 bedrooms. These downstairs bedrooms include 2 doubles and a single, currently converted into a music room. There's also a family bathroom and dining room, as well as 2 large reception rooms.
So, we've said it's a spacious house. Is this going to be big enough?
This is big in here.
That is a terrific piece there. That fireplace is amazing. It's great.
It's a double wood burner because one isn't good enough for you.
And you've got that valuable thing here just called that space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if this wasn't big enough for you, I can actually offer you a second sitting room, just the other side. So if the girls want a little bit more their own time, a bit of space, they can go there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spread out more.
So 3 bedrooms on the ground floor. Let's see how many there are upstairs.
Okay.
Although Anthony is as chipper as ever, I'm getting a sense that this house isn't quite having the same effect as our first property did. Upstairs is smaller than downstairs, featuring 2 double bedrooms, both of which have en-suites.
This is the master, with the largest ensuite stroke bath I have ever seen, I think, through there.
That size.
There's plenty of storage space, which is really good. But that is a huge bonus as well.
So your overall impressions?
I think there's lots of space to it. Yeah.
Sense of space.
It's ample, isn't it, for all of you?
Yeah.
But
Oh,
there's
yes.
even more for you to consider outside.
With the property covered, it's time to explore outside. The grounds aren't small either, with 7.5 acres of land to play with, much of it already established for keeping horses.
I think you can see why we brought you here, because this is an equestrian property. So you've got a 60-foot barn here.
Yeah.
You've actually got a stable block, so you could keep at least 3 or 4 horses.
Yeah.
You could have the potential to convert that into a separate annex if you wanted to. There's certainly the space. You'd need
Yes.
to look into planning permission,
Yeah.
but that could be something to do in the future.
Yeah, there's a lot they can do with those areas. Huge martial arts centre.
Oh, I forgot Dad, didn't I? You see, I was so
Terrific.
preoccupied with you,
I was
Charlotte.
thinking hay barn
Hay
myself,
barn.
but
But yes, I mean, the barns that's already there, there's plenty of room, they're big, they're not porky little barns.
yeah.
How much, though, do you think all of this is going to be?
The land that makes a big difference, 680.
680. Interesting, right.
I would actually say 650. Even though it's got more land, I would say 650.
I wonder if I'm going to have to catch you two when I give you the actual amount, because the asking price is £595,000.
Really?
Really?
For 7 acres.
Yep.
Good, that is surprising.
Worth a second viewing, I think, on that price, isn't it?
Yeah.
So please do, and I'll find you at the front when you're ready. Off you go.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Under budget by £100,000, this much extended and modernised property offers lots of scope for the family to spread out in. There are 5 bedrooms in total, as well as 2 large reception rooms. What's more, it's set in a 7.5 acre plot with stabling and land for horses.
Certainly property too has got a lot more modern features in it, which are not necessarily negative things. It just means that you've got more to work with.
I mean, personally, I prefer something that was already more characterful. But I think with the land around it, it sort of makes up a little bit for it. I think the land is the main feature of this property.
I hope one of you does like gardening, because it's quite beautiful, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Well, that is it for today. It's been quite a success.
Has?
I wonder how we're going to get on tomorrow. Wait and see.
Indeed.
Right, hit the road.
Thanks.
We're in Norfolk helping Dad Anthony and daughter Charlotte find their new family home for a budget of £700,000. Coming up, our mystery property is easy on the eye.
That's good, and you don't need your sunglasses for this one.
And it's all hands on deck aboard Norfolk's floating heritage.
You don't need to go to the gym. The Albion's going to keep you fit. It's always a challenge trying to keep everyone in a family happy when looking for a new home. But I think yesterday's properties were pretty well received by Anthony and Charlotte. So today, it remains to be seen if our mystery house can truly win them over. Brushing into the neighbouring county of Suffolk, we've had to travel a little further afield for this equestrian gem. One of the reasons we've driven so much around this county is trying to satisfy your requirements to get a home, but also the land and, you know, a small equestrian centre.
Yeah.
In actual fact, you might have noticed with the mystery house, we've just crossed the border
Yes.
into Suffolk.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this is going to be a journey worth making. Our mystery house is literally just at the end of this road.
For our final choice, we're heading to Hopton. A small, pretty Suffolk village, it's dominated by an impressive parish church, a real architectural gem due to its rare Tudor brick nave. The remainder of the village is characterised by quaint cottages painted in pastel colours, including Suffolk pink, and a scattering of shops and cafes. Located in the heart of the village is our mystery house, or should I say mystery houses.
So, our final proposition is this.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I love the frontage on it.
Now, in actual fact, These are two houses in one. They have separate deeds, but they're being sold together.
Ah, right.
So you've got one property here that used to be the old coach house. It was converted, I think, in the 1990s.
Yes.
And then you've got a separate annex next door to it. So the mystery house is the mystery because it's actually two properties.
Lovely.
Very good proposition.
Could I invite you for a tour around the house?
Yes, lovely.
Yes, please. Thank you.
The main property, the coach house, dates to the mid-19th century and provides the family with a practical living space.
So it's not every day that I can say house number one, but I can with the mystery because this is the main house, if you like. This is the larger of the two.
Right.
So in a way, I'm thinking, you know, Anthony and Julie, perhaps this could be your property.
Yes.
Starting off with our sitting room, pretty good size, dominated by that very impressive fireplace.
I love that fireplace.
That's magnificent, that.
Lovely.
Isn't it?
Lovely solid beam.
Yeah.
Lovely focal point as well of the room.
Yeah, it's
nice,
really
that's
nice.
good.
A positive start to our two mystery houses. From the living room, we weave our way through a large garden room.
We do like this room. Look at that view.
It's a good room, good view.
Yeah, I'm going to drag you away because we're going to see the kitchen next.
Ah, thank you.
Nice size.
That's good, and you don't need your sunglasses for this one.
Would we get Julie's approval?
I think so. I think probably fit in an island.
Yeah.
Would be
She'd probably look at this and say, it's great the units there, but make use of the space to put some more units in to maximise her storage for cooking facilities.
Yeah. Right, OK. Let's continue.
Please, after you.
Thank you.
As well as a substantial kitchen space, there's also a utility room and a study on the ground floor. Upstairs, there are 3 bedrooms in total. All of them are decent-sized doubles, and there's a family bathroom with a raised mosaic tiled bath, which just leaves Anthony and wife Julie's potential master.
So our master bedroom here.
Yeah, size, actually.
One thing I find straight away here is nice storage units for clothes at the end.
And
That is hugely valuable.
So you've got your ensuite in here. Now, how would you feel about having a house on your own?
Oh, dear me.
Look at that
Could
smile.
be a good idea.
Now, you could have your much-loved daughters living with you here. The other option is that the girls actually have their own accommodation, separate accommodation, right next door.
Yeah, it's a terrific idea, actually, because if the girls were to move on and later and settle down and get married, then we've got the option to rent out the next door property.
Yeah.
So for income, that'll be a perfect option.
Yeah. I think the two of you should take a look next door, have a wander around there, and then I'm going to meet you up by the stable block. See, I've given it away, haven't I? Given it away. Anthony, we're going to follow you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The second house is attached to the main coach house and is a little smaller, but still offers Charlotte and her sister a completely self-contained living space. There's an open-plan kitchen diner.
Yeah, I think this is an ideal thing for you two girls, actually.
Yeah.
A separate living room,
Oh, I like these beams here. Nice old beams in there.
Yeah, they're lovely.
and a conservatory.
Ah, this is a handy space. Yeah, you quite like it as well, don't you?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Also on the ground floor is one of the 2 bedrooms in the property, which comes with an ensuite. And upstairs, there's a further double bedroom and a generous family bathroom. But what about the accommodation for the horses? To the rear of the property is equine heaven, with numerous stables and outbuildings as well as paddocks. I imagine Charlotte will be spending most of her time out here.
The final part of the jigsaw is the land. We have 5 acres in total here. As you can see, it's been separated out as paddocks. You've also got a menage with lighting.
Ah.
And then behind these stables, in actual fact, there's another part of the barn which you could actually convert if you wanted to for your martial arts studio.
Yes, there's
Yeah.
a lot of flexibility here.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how appealing is this setup, this equestrian setup for
Oh,
you?
question setup's 10.
Is it?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, love the idea. Out in the back garden. Brilliant.
So I suppose now we've got to talk finances. 2 houses, 5 acres. What are we thinking?
I'd go for something like your 659.
OK.
I was thinking more 665.
Well, the asking price is £650,000.
That's pleasant.
Yeah?
Yes.
Have a wander. I know it's a lot to take in. We've shown you an awful lot, but have a little quick look at the horses.
Lovely.
And we'll meet a bit later on.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki.
Under budget, the mystery option gives the family 2 separate homes. The main house has a large garden room and 3 bedrooms, whereas the smaller house has 2 bedrooms and a self-contained living space. The 5 acres of land would be ample for horses.
I thought it was quite an intriguing one with the 2 properties with it and all that you get with it, with the stables and the menage and the land. I think it's a great potential property and it's something that I think as a family we would comfortably live in.
I think it's a very, very good contender, actually. Just got to make sure that the rest of the family are interested in going slightly over the border into Suffolk to get what is basically more for value for money, to be honest.
I think you've seen everything, haven't you?
We have indeed, and a lot to see there is.
Yes. So I'm intrigued to find out not only what you think of our 3 properties, but also what you think Julie and Becky are going to think as well. So, should we make a move?
Lovely.
Terrific, thank you.
Thank you.
The network of inland waterways that make up the Norfolk Broads attracts around 8 million visitors each year. Engine-powered holiday cruises are a common sight today, along the 125 miles of accessible water. But around a century ago, before tourism, the Broads were navigated by large wooden sailing boats called wherries. At their peak, there were over 300 vessels crisscrossing the countryside, but today only 2 working boats remain. I've come to see one of them, Albion, built in 1898 and moored just outside the village of Ludham. Peter Jeremy chairs the trust that cares for this unique heritage craft.
She's an old girl, but she looks in pretty good condition to me. What would she have been used for?
Right, she would have been used primarily for carrying agricultural cargoes or things like that. They would carry everything that was available to be carried. Albion itself was built for the grain trade, to carry grain.
Because I suppose the Broads were the perfect sort of infrastructure for transport on water at that time.
That's right, perfect.
The advent of railways and roads heralded the end of the wherry as a means of cargo transport, but Albion has been preserved by the Trust and today operates as a charter boat for tourists. Measuring 58 feet long, with a mast that's almost as high, she's a mighty vessel and it needs a crew of 3 just to get her going. Once she's on her way, they hoist the heavy half-ton sail with a little help from me.
You don't need to go to the gym. The Albion's going to keep you fit.
Albion's first freight was coal from Lowestoft to Bungay. She was allowed to carry up to 36 tons, but later bettered that, on one occasion making the same trip with 41 tons of cattle fodder.
Now, I haven't sailed for many years, I think since my teenage years. I was always the crew. I wonder how I'm going to do today.
You'll need to save your breath if you're going to do that.
Oh, really? Is that your polite way of saying be quiet and get on with the job? Go on, Peter, you can be honest.
Yes. It's a long way to go.
Time to hand over to the experts. A few more turns and the sail is up.
Boys, we're all out of breath and this is a hobby.
Like other wherries, Albion has a distinctive black sail. Historically, it was treated with a mixture of tar and fish oil to protect the material from the elements, hence the colour. With the wind picking up, I'm joining skipper Ian Scowen, who first started sailing the boat 10 years ago.
If you want to take over the helm,
Can I?
you can.
Oh, my goodness. All right.
Then you can use your back to push the helm over.
Gosh, this is heavy, isn't it, this tiller?
Yes, the rudder is about 1¼ tons, and you've got a very large area there that you're acting against with the water flow around the hull.
I really feel it against my
Yeah.
body. You really do need to put your
push hard.
back
Yes,
into it,
no,
don't
nice
you?
and hard, really hard. Yeah.
Are there still other Norfolk wherries in existence, in disrepair?
Yes. At the end of the wherry period, a lot of them were used for bank protection.
So when you say bank protection, they're
They
literally,
literally
left
were
to
abandoned on the banks and they rotted away.
Although most wherries met a sad end, it's great to see Albion is still sailing strong 100 years on.
May she keep sailing. Ian, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much indeed, Nikki.
Well, we've certainly had a very positive reaction to all our properties from our father and daughter team. But do they have one particular favourite? Let's find out. Well, Anthony and Charlotte, you've certainly got a big budget for this move. You've also got a big requirement list. How did we do? Which of the properties have caught your eye?
Well, I think we certainly caught that first one, magnificent building. Certainly restriction in the size of the space around it and the land, but the building's magnificent. And of course there was the
mystery property, yeah.
Yes.
I think the land won us over with that one at the moment.
And that was an interesting scenario, the mystery. You know, one of the reasons we picked it was the fact that it was two properties, two separate properties, but you could purchase them together, which is unusual. So you could have your own house, if you like, and you could have yours as well.
It does. I mean, it certainly gives a lot of scope for options that we could want for both the short term and indeed the long term. So it is a valuable point on there.
Now, I do appreciate we've only got half the family here and you've got to feed back your thoughts and your emotions of what you've seen. But what happens next?
Well, we'd like to try and see them again tomorrow.
Really?
Or tomorrow and Saturday.
So is your wife coming up tonight?
Yes.
Yeah.
At this moment in time, she's on the way up here with Becky.
Yep.
You've taken my breath away. I knew you liked them, but you were polite about all our houses. So,
Well, the thing is, they all had positives. There was nothing really negative as such about them. It's just the variations of positiveness.
oh, that's you, Anthony. I'm going to take you house hunting every time because that's what I love to hear. Well, enjoy those additional viewings tomorrow. I'll be keeping everything crossed.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Nikki.
Well, I'm thrilled that Charlotte and Anthony have arranged for the whole family to join them tomorrow for a second viewing of not one, but two of our properties. And let's be honest, Anthony is the most positive man ever, and I'm sure is going to do a great job showing them around because, well, there's a lot of people to please with this move, but in my opinion, he's definitely the man for the job. So that's it from me from sunny Norfolk, and I'll see you again soon on Escape to the Country.
Julie and Rebecca joined Anthony and Charlotte for those second viewings, but they collectively decided to pass on both houses. They've since put an offer in on a property near the Norfolk Broads.
Welcome to Escape to the Country. Now, as you can imagine, we're used to seeing some pretty stunning views on our travels, but this one was created by a man whose vision and legacy has for many come to define what the English landscape is all about. But who was he and where did he create this wonderful backdrop? Well, join me in just a moment and I'll tell you.
On today's show, I help a newlywed couple who want to start their married life in the countryside. And they're overwhelmed by the houses on offer.
You get the whole thing.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. It's amazing.
That is amazing. Yeah?
Wow.
But they're not always on the same page.
I think it's nice as it is.
Ooh, and there we'll disagree. Well, today we are in Shropshire. And this is just one view of Weston Park and its glorious landscape that was created by none other than Lancelot Capability Brown back in the 1760s. Since then, his work has become as big a part of the British psyche as the poetry of Wordsworth or indeed the paintings of Turner. Now, later on in the show, I'll be back here at Weston Park to learn a lot more about the life and work of a man whose legacy has for many since defined the very idea of the English landscape itself.
Landlocked Shropshire is one of England's largest counties and borders Wales to the west, as well as 4 English counties. Flowing through Shropshire, the River Severn is the country's longest river at 220 miles. Its most famous crossing point is at Ironbridge, Built in 1779 and the first bridge to be made from cast iron, it's an impressive reminder of the Industrial Revolution, which began in this region in the 18th century. The extent of Shropshire's undulating landscape can be appreciated at the top of Brownclea Hill, the highest point in the county at over 1,770 feet. Set in a valley in the Shropshire Hills is the small town of Clun, whose 15th century bridge arches over the river from which it takes its name. Its Norman church sits on one side, and on the other the haunting ruins of Clun Castle. Larger settlements include the medieval market town of Ludlow, with its eclectic mix of architecture, including the distinctive timber frame buildings that are so prolific throughout the area. With its mix of architectural heritage, rich history and striking rural scenery, Shropshire is a compelling option for those wanting to start a new life in the countryside.
Now, given its stunning landscapes and picture postcard views, you may be reasonably forgiven for assuming that house hunting here in Shropshire is always going to be an expensive business, but prepare to be pleasantly surprised, because currently the average price of a detached property here is £276,000. That's a whopping £50,000 below the national figure. And if you want even more for your money, well, head west over towards the border with Wales and the county of Powys, and there you could get even more bang for your buck. But as always, there are hot spots to be aware of, not least Ludlow, with its reputation as the foodie capital of England, always commands something of a premium. But on a day like today, with the landscape bathed in glorious warm summer sunshine, well, you can perfectly see why today's buyers want to move here.
20-somethings Ruth and Jason, who both work for a large insurance company, have only been married for a year. They first encountered each other at work.
We actually met on our very first day at work, my very first day at work, and I sat next to him at the office. I think I made the first move at a Christmas party.
I guess we were pretty petrified of each other on the first day, weren't we?
You were?
Well, I was scared of her, and she was scared of all the new people that she was working with. She'd just come from another office and thought that everyone hated her because no one was talking to her, and me being petrified of this pretty girl that was now sat next to me, I couldn't talk to her. So it was an awkward first day.
But they got over their initial nerves, and for the last 3 years have owned a Victorian semi in the town of Aldershot in Hampshire, once home to the British Army.
It's a former military town. It's got a lot of sort of like market towns around it. The military's actually left now, so it's kind of in a transition period. There's a lot of new housing going up.
It's quite handy for London, but I suppose the downside is it's quite built up. There's not too much space. There's not lots of areas that you could have children running around, and there's a lot of neighbours.
And it's the pitter-patter of tiny feet that's prompting the move.
We really want to have a family in the near future, and I just have this vision of them growing up in the rolling countryside and being able to run around and have lots of space to play and grow up in a more natural environment.
But they might need a mansion if Ruth gets her way.
When I first met Jason, I wanted 8 children. And quite quickly that became clear that that wasn't an option. So I did go down to 4, but we've settled on 2 or 3.
Ruth and Jason can both work from home, and that's given them free rein to choose where they want to live. So having done their research, they've settled on Shropshire.
We think it's a really beautiful area, kind of a hidden gem, I think. Not a lot of people know about it. We really like the Ludlow area. The market town is just beautiful, and we think that would be a really great place to live.
And they're not afraid of a project, as Jason is a dab hand at DIY.
My interest in DIY came out of curiosity more than anything else, I think. I like to see how things work, take things apart. I like exploring and then fixing it. I've done a lot of stuff in the house here, and I'm pretty pleased with the work. I think you are eventually. Maybe not when it's particularly messy, but it's something that is very, very satisfying once you're done.
And Ruth, on the other hand, is a self-confessed domestic goddess.
I've been baking since I was a little girl with my grandma. I love making any kind of cakes, biscuits, breads. I do it in my current small kitchen, but I would absolutely love a huge country kitchen with a big island where I can bake lots of home-baked goodies and hopefully take them to my new neighbours so they like us.
It's a dramatic move for both of them, as they'll be leaving friends and Jason's family behind, but they're looking forward to a complete change of lifestyle.
it's a complete unknown. It's something that we want to do. We know we want to do it for various reasons, but it's exciting in that we just don't know what to expect.
Ruth and Jason would like to focus their property search around the market town of Ludlow. So I'm meeting up with them in Shropshire to find out what sort of house they want. Well, guys, it now falls to me to officially welcome you to Shropshire, Ruth and Jason. How does it feel to be making this move?
Oh, we're so excited. We really can't wait. Excited to see what you've got for us.
Let's get down to the reasons behind this move, Jason. Why now?
I think we've just got to a point in our lives where we're looking to start a new chapter. Family being probably the main focus. So moving to the right place to start that, I think.
And in terms of your respective jobs, you're in a very enviable position in that you can actually work from home. You can move with your job.
Yeah, our jobs are quite agile and we can work from home. So we thought, why do we live near London? So busy and congested. Let's move somewhere stunning like this.
Like this. So just remind us of your budget.
Our budget is £400,000.
And for that, you are looking for?
We would like a 4-bedroom house with a large kitchen diner. We would also like the potential to add holiday lets, a manageable garden, and something we're really keen on is character, period features, or something a bit quirky.
You want what everybody wants on Escape to the Country, I suspect. But £400,000 for 4 beds and a holiday let thrown in. Even here in Shropshire, that's quite a challenge. Have you looked around and seen what the market can offer you here?
We actually haven't seen any houses yet, so we've given you quite a challenge, but we think you're up to the task.
We are going to have to pick through what the market can offer us, and I suspect we are going to have to cover some miles. We've got a lot of work to do, haven't we? Come on, let's go. With £400,000 to spend, property hunting novices Ruth and Jason would like a characterful home to grow into. They would like it to provide 4 bedrooms and a large kitchen diner. Outside, the grounds should include a manageable garden and the potential to add holiday lets, and because Jason's handy with a hammer, they'll consider a project. We've lined up some premium properties for our 2 insurance advisors to compare, but I won't be revealing the price tag of each until right at the end of each tour. Our mystery house might offer Ruth and Jason the perfect house to raise a family in, but with a twist on their business idea. Our first house is in the village of Lee Brockhurst, around 11 miles north of Shrewsbury. The small market town of Wem is the closest option for a wide selection of independent shops. The town was virtually destroyed during the Wars of the Roses, before being rebuilt only to suffer a disaster that sparked an infamous story. In 1677, a girl called Jane Churn dropped a candle, which started a fire, destroying most of the wooden buildings in Wem and melting the bells in the church tower. However, back in the small village of Lee Brockhurst, under a 10-minute drive away, property number 1 is surrounded by quiet countryside. Right then, here we are. This is property number 1. What do you think of that?
It's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah?
Wow.
Now, you don't get the whole thing, I'm sorry to say, but you do get the lion's share of it. Everything to the right of that little wall there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so all of those little skylights are part of your property.
It's absolutely stunning. It's gorgeous. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, is this sort of thing, Jason, that you'd have gone for?
Definitely. Conversions are pretty high up on my list of favourite properties, so...
You know
definitely.
why? Because someone's already converted it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Come and have a look. Converted about 11 years ago, the former barn is effectively a new build within an older shell and retains many classic original features. To the side of the barn is a cavernous garage, which we'll explore later. OK, Ruth. What about this then?
Wow.
Yeah?
This is amazing.
Your face. Yeah, wows aplenty.
This is incredible. It's absolutely perfect.
There's an island.
Yes, exactly. I wondered when you noticed that.
And look at the beautiful beam. That is so stunning.
And then to the left there, you've got utility room.
Oh, wow.
And downstairs loo as well, which is quite handy.
Gosh.
Jason looks quite happy.
It's a very, very good start.
I can see you casting your DIY eye around all the finishes just as I do, and I think, there is nothing here that, distracts me at all. The finish is absolutely spot on.
Yeah, he's definitely not allowed to rip anything out of it.
Good. Right, let's see what you think of the rest of it.
Now, this they've got set up as a dining room, come kind of study, but this is a huge space, really.
It's lovely. I really like the beams, the floor, everything. It's beautiful.
And I think this room is so cosy and characterful.
This is gorgeous. I love the wood burner.
Yep.
I love wood burners. I think cosy is definitely the right word for this.
Yeah, that's what I think that's what I'm after with a living room. I think it should be cosy. I'm not massively into sort of open plan.
With the ground floor getting the seal of approval, I'm keen to see if we can keep the momentum going upstairs, which has the 4 bedrooms Ruth and Jason asked for. They include a large guest double and 2 smaller bedrooms to make use of in the future. There's also a large family bathroom with roll-top bath and, of course, the master.
And then finally, this is the room that we think you would want, for very obvious reasons, because it has the ensuite as well.
Wow, yeah, it's lovely.
This is a really nice room.
It's really nice.
This must be bigger than what you've got now.
It's around about the same size, but obviously this has got an ensuite.
We'd be very spoilt with this.
Now then, we do have to talk about the price at some point before we get carried away. However, I think we should take a pause and have a look at the outbuilding, because I suspect this is where your DIY will come into its own.
Outside, the main space is to the front of the barn, but there's also a rear south-facing walled garden. And of course, that double garage, which could be converted to a holiday let, subject to planning permission.
This is amazing. This is an absolutely huge space.
There's so much room.
And there's another third again behind that stud wall.
Wow. The possibilities of what you could do with this are just endless.
So with everything on their wish list accounted for, does it come in significantly under Ruth and Jason's £400,000 budget?
How much, Jason, do you think you're going to have to part with to get hold of this one?
I'd be confident saying something around 395.
Yeah.
I was also going to say 395, but definitely I think right at the top end of our budget.
If it were 395, you could afford it. If it were somewhere in the order of 374,950, wouldn't that be good?
I probably wouldn't believe you.
Believe me.
This is 374,950?
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Brilliant. Look, you're excited, I'm excited. What more can I say? The house is yours. Go and explore it, make some plans, see what you might do with the change, you know. It's under budget, and I'll come and find you later. Off you go. Brilliant. Happy days in the sun in Shropshire. Oh, it's sizzling today.
£25,000 under budget, our first house is a converted barn with exposed beams and characterful features. It has a large kitchen with an island, 4 bedrooms, and the grounds include a double garage that could be converted to a holiday let. And it's all situated in a quiet, rural location.
There's just so many things you could do with this space.
It's huge. The options are... This has really thrown a spanner in the works, hasn't it? It's almost too many options.
You want a workshop now?
It could definitely be divided up to accommodate things like that, I think.
I think the house itself, there aren't really any negative points that I can see. It's absolutely beautiful. The only downsides I would say to this property are potentially the location. It's in quite a rural setting. There's no shop, there's no pub, no access to schools walking distance. The house, however, may make up for that.
Overall, Property 1 has been a real eye-opener. In terms of the budget that we had, we didn't think we would get anything close to this. So we're very excited to see what's lying ahead now.
Do you know, it's nearly 30 degrees here today. Do you have any idea how hot it is at the moment? It's just gorgeous, isn't it?
It's so beautiful.
Well, I think this was a great start. Clearly a property that's on our list for the future.
Definitely.
Good.
Yeah, we love it. It's beautiful.
Well, we've got plenty more to tempt you with, but don't forget about this one. Come on.
The longest river in Britain, the Severn cuts a diagonal path through Shropshire on its journey to the sea in the Bristol Channel. For centuries, it was an important trading route and was instrumental in sparking the Industrial Revolution, transporting coal and iron from the Midlands to coastal ports. The coming of the railways heralded the end of commercial river traffic, and today the Severn is mainly used for leisure. But local man Nigel Winfield has recently taken to the water with a new venture, a scenic tour using a 25-foot raft. So we sent Ruth and Jason to Ironbridge Gorge to explore the Severn using this serene mode of transport.
So where did you get the idea to run these tours?
It was actually from Canada. Back in 1971 is when they first started the 25-foot raft trips.
And why this particular stretch of river? Is there anything special about it?
There is. It's the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution, so we have a lot of tourists that come through here specifically for the bridge, but also other activities around the area.
And how far will we be going today?
It's just a short ride. 2 kilometres we do, but we take our royal time on the river, so no rush at all. You ready to be kidded up into your buoyancy aids?
Yeah, sounds good.
OK, let's go.
The specially made rafts can take up to 16 people and are some of the largest in the UK. Nigel's experience includes whitewater rafting in Canada, but the river here is a little calmer. The Severn at Ironbridge is steeped in history and takes in many of the iconic sites associated with the industrial heritage of the area.
OK, folks, so if you just look behind you here, big red tile cooling towers, the only red tile cooling towers in the whole of the UK, and it's part of the formerly known as Ironbridge Power Station, and it was decommissioned last year. Taller than Blackpool Tower, I've been told, so yeah, really nice.
The Severn runs along the bottom of Ironbridge Gorge, created 15,000 years ago by floodwater cutting through the limestone rock. As the river cut into the landscape, the red soil revealed raw materials including coal, limestone and clay, rich deposits that would later be used by industry.
How deep is it at the moment?
It's about 20 feet here. That's the great thing about these rafts. We only need 15 centimetres of water, so we can venture in places that other companies can't go.
It may seem peaceful now, but 200 years ago, during the heyday of the Industrial Revolution, this stretch of river was a hive of activity. Today, the only reminder of that industry are many of the old warehouses, now museums, that line the riverbank.
So you would see up to 72 boats lined along here all the way to the bridge from the Museum of the Gorge, which is the old Severn warehouse. And they would actually just be waiting there to be loaded up, so you'd have a big telegraph pole. Cargo would drop in, and then they would fill up the boats and send them down. And some of the boats were 3 times the length of this boat, 75, 80 feet, and they'd carry up to 60 tons. So our job's quite easy.
Ruth and Jason are finishing their tour at the famous bridge that gave the area its name. Built in 1779, it was a revolution in design and engineering, both a practical structure and potent symbol of the age.
And why make it ornate? What function did that serve?
I think it was just, at the time, it was to show off. It was to say, you know, look at us, look at what we can do. You know, we build out of cast iron now, no more wooden bridges. So it was a statement. It was the first ever cast iron bridge in the world. And from that, the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution really took off.
But after a pleasant afternoon on the river learning about the county's heritage, we need to turn our attention from cast iron back to bricks and mortar. Our second house is in the village of Richard's Castle, 5 miles south of Ludlow and right on the border between Shropshire and Herefordshire. Named after the Norman castle that once stood here to defend the border with Wales, today the village features a 12th century church with a separate bell tower. There's also a pub and a village hall with lots of community events. House number 2 is just up the hill from the pub and is a little less rural than our first.
Right, guys, here we are. Property number 2. What do you reckon? Because you get the whole thing.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
Oh, wow. OK, I was thinking it was half.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, OK.
What do you think of that, Jason?
That is big. That's a lot of house.
It is a lot of house.
That's perked me up a bit.
Not only do you get the whole lot, but everything to the right of that front door is currently set up as a 2-bed holiday let.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Both a home for Ruth and Jason and a potential holiday let all under one roof, our second house dates to the 1800s and gives Jason an opportunity to open his toolbox as it could benefit from some internal reworking. The layout is quirky because inside has been divided into 2 with the main accommodation on one side and a self-contained 2-bed holiday let on the other. But we're starting with what would be Ruth and Jason's bit.
So this is the main house's living room, as it were. complete with multi-fuel wood burner, as you can see, all accessed off of that hallway. And then the room you can see beyond us, that lovely fireplace, that would be the living room of the holiday let. But at the moment, they, you know, use it for themselves, of course, because it's not busy.
I really like this. I'm really pleasantly surprised. Coming inside, I think I wasn't expecting it to be quite so lovely.
Yeah, I mean, I've called it quirky. I mean, how would you describe it?
I think it is quite quirky. It's very cosy, very, very cosy.
Yes.
And that's something I really like.
The kitchen also is really lovely. Have a look at this.
It's nice.
Isn't it?
It's very sweet.
This little archway, this sort of sprung brick arch is quite a sweet feature with the cast iron column radiator underneath it.
Yeah, that's really pretty. I just wonder if it's lacking a bit in worktop space.
I'm hiding some of it. But you're right. I mean, it sort of suggests an island here, doesn't it, this little table?
I think it's nice as it is.
Ooh, and there we'll disagree, says Ruth. Could you make it work, mate?
At the end of the day, whatever the boss says goes.
Yeah, I know the feeling, mate. Come this way.
The rest of the ground floor includes a further kitchen on the holiday let side, and in the main house there's a study. Upstairs there are 3 bedrooms for them, including a single and one in the eaves, complete with skylight.
So this is currently the master. The biggest one of the 3 in the main bit of the house, I suppose.
It's nice and big.
This room, the owners haven't really done anything with at all, but they have set about this, which I think is rather nice. This is the new ensuite.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
This is a huge ensuite.
Jason?
I think it's almost too big.
The configuration's odd.
I think it just needs a rethink.
That's what this one needs. It does need a bit of thought. But I think the space that's on offer, and in particular its location, let's not forget Ludlow just down the road, that's why we're here.
The upstairs of the holiday let side features 2 further bedrooms, a double and again a single in the eaves, as well as a shower room. But the fact this house is divided is possibly sowing a seed of doubt. Outside, the rear garden has a terrace running along the full length of the house, which leads to a level lawn. And there's also a timber workshop and greenhouse.
Really nice garden.
Yeah, nice and quiet. They've got, obviously, half of it sort of turned over to something of a sort of vegetable and produce patch.
We'd probably kill all those vegetables by accident.
By accident. Well, give them a chance. You never know, you might become green-fingered. Now, in terms of price, have you been able to kind of think about what this one might be on the market for?
My guess would be around £390,000.
390, yep.
I'm going to go a little bit lower and say 375.
This is on the market at £350,000.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the wow. That's why we're here.
That's a surprise.
Has that changed anything?
I was really thinking it was going to be close to the top of our budget, so it's definitely given me a bit more to think about now.
Go on then, off you go. Go and explore.
Thanks.
Start planning. I would. It's a great location, it's a great property, and let's face it, it's at a great price.
Under budget by £50,000, our second house, a detached 19th century cottage, comes with a total of 5 bedrooms, a large kitchen and 2 sitting rooms. The property has been divided up to include a self-contained annex, but I think that wish for a holiday let is becoming less of a priority.
So this is the master bedroom of the holiday let.
It's big.
It's really nice in here. I think this would make a nice holiday let, but it'd be nicer if we could knock through and expand into the house and make it one big house again. The layout for me is just quite bizarre, and I think it would need quite a lot of work to put it how we would want it.
In terms of keeping the holiday let section, I'm not so sure now. For me, that was one of our requirements. It was something we really wanted, but this property feels like it's suffering as a result of having the holiday let.
Hey Ruth, how you doing?
Hello, good, thanks.
Have you redesigned it then, Jason?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you might have done. Well, look, I think it's been a really interesting day, a long day, and certainly a hot one. Who's for a cold beer?
Great idea.
Come on.
Definitely.
I'm in Shropshire with a £400,000 budget, helping young newlyweds Ruth and Jason find a family home for the future. Up next, will our mystery house deliver the goods?
Oh, wow. Oh, my
Wow.
gosh.
Wow.
I love it.
And I find out more about the man who changed many of Britain's landscapes forever.
Wow, look at that.
Fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely.
Isn't it just beautiful? Well, as we head into our final day of house hunting, it's perfectly clear that our search so far has been dominated by the need to find a home with a holiday let that offers the prospect of a fabled income for the future. But tantalising as that prospect is for Jason and in particular for Ruth, I think one thing has emerged. They are looking for a home in which they can grow as a family, and that is where our mystery house comes in. Now, it is undoubtedly pretty and it has got bags of potential, but not in a way in which they're expecting. So let's see what they make of it. In terms of the holiday let overall, I mean, one thing that has emerged, I think, is this sense that you're really looking for a place in which you can really grow as a family.
Yeah, family is obviously our next chapter. The holiday let is becoming, I think, more of a nice to have. It's
Rather than a
definitely
must-have.
it's something we've realised, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the key is potential. That's probably the word that we would use. We like the idea of having something that we can use in the future for whatever purpose we want to, which is probably why I'm quite excited about housework.
We're heading northeast for our last house, which is in the village of Hinstock, around 20 miles from Shrewsbury. Amenities in this pretty and peaceful settlement include a primary school with a good Ofsted rating, a village shop and a post office, along with a recently renovated pub. Our mystery house is about a mile outside the village, along a quiet lane, and is a classic country cottage, the perfect place to raise a young family.
There you go.
Oh, it's lovely.
That is incredibly nice.
Really pretty, isn't it?
So pretty.
Yeah, very, very sweet. And the gardens, you can see, are beautiful. Now, at its core, you've got this part of the structure here, which is about 1850, 1860, and this little single-storey addition, which I think might have been a forge at some point. But it's then had this newer addition, this single-storey annex. Now, if this was the first property I was showing you, we might be talking about that in terms of it being a holiday let, but I now think you don't really want it attached to the property. So I'm selling this to you as your family home. Happy?
Yeah, it looks lovely.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's got a wow factor to it. Appearance-wise, this is definitely my taste.
I think it's the most characterful of the lot that we've been able to show you this week.
Yeah.
With this little secret addition, which I'm going to reveal later on. But let's get into the property and see if you can fit your new life into this beautiful mystery house.
It's certainly got the characterful appeal they wanted, but can they see their future here?
We'll start in here. I guess the main event, really.
Oh, wow. Oh, my
Wow.
gosh. I love
Wow.
it. I love it.
It's unusual
It's gorgeous.
in the way that the units have been constructed out of brick with these little sort of infill doors.
I love them. They're beautiful. I've never seen anything like that before.
When we first arrived, Jason, I got the sense that you felt this property was very much you. Is this you on the inside?
Well, I think if we're honest, this room isn't for me. I think someone else is in charge of that one. But if I had to choose one of the three that we've seen, this would be number one.
That's interesting, isn't it? And it all flows really nicely into here. This is your main sort of family sitting room, I suppose, dominated by that enormous wood burner, not a multi-fuel, but it leads on into here. See, this, I think, is probably one of my favourite rooms down here. And that chimney was revealed. It was hidden behind a stud wall, which makes me wonder if this was perhaps some sort of forge, because originally it was just more of an agricultural building, more of a barn. But now it's this rather elegant dining room.
It's lovely. I love the beams. They're gorgeous. The fireplace is beautiful. It's got a really cosy feel.
I'm a big fan of all the features, like throughout the property so far. It's the fireplaces, the beams. Massively sold on those.
Well, Ruth and Jason seem happy so far. And let's not forget that single-storey annex to the side of the house. With its own living room, small kitchenette and bathroom, it's completely self-contained. Upstairs in the main house, there are 3 bedrooms, including a single and a guest double. There's also a family bathroom with a corner bath, which just leaves the master.
And then finally, this, I think, would be yours. It's the biggest. There's no ensuite here, but you have, of course, got the family bathroom down the corridor.
It's lovely, really, really nice.
It's
Very,
plenty big enough, isn't it?
definitely, very quaint.
It's definitely to my taste.
What's going through your mind? I get the sense there's a but.
Oh no, I think he probably is more taken with it than me. I do like it a lot.
What's worrying you about it?
I don't know. I just don't get that, like, wow feel from it.
But we had some wows downstairs, didn't we? We had some wows when we turned up. Have we lost that wow feeling?
I think it's hard for me to see how I would have the rooms.
That's interesting. Is that because of your taste or because of their size?
I think because of my taste.
Park that thought, because I want to take you outside and show you my little surprise. Outside, the house sits in a beautifully designed garden, including a section of formal lawn. But just beyond that is that little surprise I was talking about. Well, it's not that little. So look at this.
Oh, wow.
Does my tease make sense now? This is the one thing we haven't shown you this week, and that is land.
That's a lot of land.
Wow. What would you do with it?
Well, this is where I think this property's potential really comes into its own, because I'm thinking here, a shepherd's hut that you let out as a holiday let.
I see, I like your thinking. I think it's definitely given us a lot to think about. I think someone's quite excited.
Yeah, I can see. And you get a ride on there, mate. How about that?
Oh, that's the dream.
So let's see how much this dream is going to cost you.
Although it has got a lot of land, I still think around £365,000.
Do you, Jason?
I'm thinking because of the land, it's going to be a lot higher. I'm going to say 390.
I'm afraid it doesn't start with a 3, it starts with a 4.
Ooh.
It's 425. Having said that, we haven't brought you here to break your hearts, albeit your bank account. The owners know what your budget is, so there is a conversation to be had.
I'm still excited. I'm still excited.
Excellent, excellent. I suspect you might have to do a bit of arm twisting here with Ruth, actually. It's a lot of money. It's all of your budget, let's be honest with you. This is an asset that you'll be investing in. That's the key thing. I mean, Jason knows what I'm talking about, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. I completely agree with everything you're saying.
Excellent. Well, look, go and explore, and I will come and find you later on.
Thank you.
Off you go. Priced at £425,000, the owner is willing to discuss an offer closer to Ruth and Jason's budget. It's a classic country cottage dating to the 19th century, with a large kitchen, 3 bedrooms and a separate annex, and it does include a large paddock that could be developed for camping or glamping, subject to consent.
There's a lot of potential. There's definitely things that we could do. I think I need to convince Ruth of those things, though.
I think that Jason is probably a bit more taken with the property than I am. From my point of view, I think it's a bit more daunting for me. I think of the practical elements, whereas he tends to just fall in love with something.
Well, that's it. Our house tours are over. We have given you lots to discuss, haven't we?
Yeah, an awful lot.
Right then, come on, let's go. "300 years ago, Britain's most influential garden designer was born. Lancelot Capability Brown transformed England's country landscapes in the 18th century. Today his name is synonymous with our most celebrated stately homes. From the sweeping grounds at Stowe in Buckinghamshire to the vast estate of Chatsworth in Derbyshire, Capability Brown made picturesque parks look like paintings. To find out more about this landscaping legend, I've come to Weston Park in Shropshire, which he created in the 1790s to meet Carol Evans, director of a festival celebrating his birth. How did he get this amazing reputation?
Well, he actually didn't have a particularly impressive start in life. Born in a village in Kirkharle in Northumberland, he stayed in school a lot longer than most children did, left at the age of 16, and then went to work on the local estates, and eventually got taken on as a head gardener at Stowe in Buckinghamshire, where he spent 10 years really honing his craft, meeting the great and the good who flocked to see this amazing landscape. He sort of built his career and convinced people that he was an amazing, not just gardener, but a creator of estates with great capabilities.
Now, his nickname of Capability Brown, just to be clear, doesn't relate to some rather immodest take on his own abilities, but it was about his view of landscape and its potential, wasn't it?
Absolutely. So he was christened Lancelot, but his marketing trick, in a way, if you like, is supposed to have been going out, walking around the landscapes with the owners and saying that they had great capabilities for improvements. And that seemed to have stuck. And we're not sure if anyone actually called him capability to his face, because whenever you see the records, he's always referred to as Mr. Brown.
Lancelot Brown.
Capability Brown's trademark was to create natural-looking, elegant landscapes. He swept away the symmetrical formal gardens of country estates and replaced them by planting woods, fashioning parkland and digging lakes. He often embellished his designs with an architectural flourish. Here at Weston Park, the Temple of Diana punctuates the treescape. Every masterstroke was deliberate. It was all about the view. Trees were used to perfectly frame vistas, and water's reflective qualities doubled the perspective. One of his designs at Weston Park is the private pleasure ground, a place for the gentry to enjoy a gentle stroll, and one of only 5 that exist today.
Wow, look at that.
Fantastic, isn't it? Absolutely.
Isn't it just beautiful?
This is just a wonderful example of the sort of work that Brown put in. Gorgeous, cooling lakes with the most wonderful trees, all different shapes, all different species. So you've got a whole variety of different things for your eye to play with. And then they reflect perfectly into the lake as well.
This is completely artificial, yet it's been made to look as if it's always been here for thousands of years.
Brown's new designs were far more practical than the formal gardens that came before, although today they still take some looking after. That job is down to head gardener Martin G., whose family first came to Weston Park in 1803, a decade after Brown started working here.
How difficult a job is it?
It is quite a large job, as you can imagine, because it's quite an extensive area, but Brown intended these gardens to actually be low maintenance.
When things sort of, get busy and start encroaching, you obviously have to take a view and cut things down.
The Victorians added an awful lot of rhododendrons, and of course rhododendrons are quite invasive. And so we've been taking, believe it or not, we've taken 80% of the rhododendrons out, just to open views up, like where we're stood here.
I mean, to be fair, Carol, it's not often you get the chance to talk to somebody who's got a direct connection some 2 centuries back in history to the same place. I mean, that's extraordinary.
Oh, it's fantastic, and it's a bit of living history, really, if you don't mind me saying that.
How do you feel about being some living history?
Well, I've been called a lot of things in my time.
Capability Brown worked on 500,000 acres in his lifetime, across England and Wales, with an illustrious client list that included the King, 6 Prime Ministers and half the House of Lords. Over 2 centuries may have passed since his death, but today we continue to admire his visionary work that has changed the art of landscaping forever.
Well, we've certainly seen some stunning views this week, not least, of course, those created by Capability Brown. So we're better to have my final conversation with Ruth and with Jason than here in the rather glorious surroundings of Weston Park. As you've seen, it's already inspired me, and I'm pretty sure it'll inspire them too. Hi guys, how you doing?
Hello, great, thanks.
Fun week, I think.
It's been so good, thank you so much. You've shown us 3 really cracking houses.
Let's get down to the reality of the situation, which is that you want to move. Have we managed to find you a house that you can move to? I know that you love the first one.
I do.
Yes, and I think that you, Jason, fell in love with the last one, our mystery house.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say.
So, which one of the 2 is tipping the scales of your future?
Well, I think after talking about it a bit, I just absolutely loved the first house. And now that we've had a discussion, I think it's the most practical house for us and for our potential family. So I think at the moment we are definitely very interested in house 1.
Wow. Was that a difficult thing to agree on?
It wasn't. I think my judgment was a little clouded by seeing property number 3. It took my breath away, and it was exactly what I would choose if we were looking at a brochure, if you like. But casting my mind back to property 1, I did feel very, very similarly about it.
Well, so, burning question, what happens next?
So I think we'd like to go back for a second viewing and see if we can be a bit cheeky and speak to the neighbours about having a look in their garage conversion just to see what they've done.
Interesting. So are we talking, what, days, weeks, months away?
Well, we're in the area at the moment, so strike whilst the iron's hot, I suppose.
So it's not days, weeks or months, it's hours away, this second viewing. Brilliant, guys. Fantastic. Well, I feel rather ashamed that we've just got tea for you. Really, we should have champagne. We can taste you nonetheless. Here's to you. Well done.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, as Ruth and Jason rush back to have another look at property number 1, I've got time to reflect on what has undoubtedly been a thoroughly enjoyable week. And what I've really liked about these two is that they've really embraced the whole process of house hunting. They've judged each one on its respective merits, just as they should do, and I'm sure have now come up with the perfect conclusion. So as they now set about planning their future, well, they might take a leaf out of Capability Brown's book. Country life, like the landscape that surrounds it, is all about what you make of it. I'll see you next time.
The distinctive memorial that you see in the churchyard behind me marks the final resting place of one of Britain's best-loved spy masters. But where am I and who am I referring to? Find out in just a moment. Today I'm helping a couple who are moving for the first time in 32 years. We show them something very different. So, the house you live in at home?
Nothing like this.
Yeah, I imagine. But will they settle on something similar?
It's not a house. It's a home.
Good. Yeah?
Yes?
Yeah.
Today I'm in Wiltshire, in Sevenhampton, and this obelisk marks a spot where author and former intelligence officer Ian Fleming was buried in 1964. Now, Fleming's most famous creation was, of course, James Bond. But Ian wasn't the only Fleming with connections to the intelligence world. His brother Peter played a key role in setting up a secret resistance force based here in Wiltshire in the Second World War. Later on, I'll be learning more about their mission and training. But first, let's find out what else this stunning county has to offer. Known as the gateway to the West Country, landlocked Wiltshire is bordered by counties including Dorset to the south and Gloucestershire to the north. With a landscape largely shaped by agriculture, Wiltshire is characterised by its rolling chalky hills and wooded valleys, and its landmarks are visible reminders of a history dating back thousands of years. It's home to one of the highest concentration of prehistoric monuments in the world, including the largest stone circle at Avebury, dating back around 5,000 years. The county is also famous for its collection of white horses carved out of the chalky hills, including one at Westbury, which is 52 metres wide. Wiltshire also has its fair share of attractive market towns, including Marlborough, with its wide Georgian high street, and pretty thatched villages such as Alton Barnes, overlooked by the Pewsey Downs. With such a wealth of awe-inspiring architecture set in timeless landscape, it's easy to see why so many people want to make this county their new home. Wiltshire offers great potential for country living while still remaining connected, courtesy of great road and rail links back into London and Bristol, whilst having good access to the ever-popular southwest coastal region. But you will have to pay a premium for that privilege. The average price of a detached house here in Wiltshire comes in at around £382,000, around £70,000 above the national figure. However, hop over the border into Gloucestershire and you will find pockets offering you substantial savings, which is good news for today's buyers, who aren't bound by county borders. Their priority is proximity to their family. Bob and Andrea have lived in their current home in Luton, Bedfordshire for the last 32 years. Both now retired from the medical profession, their first encounter was full of drama.
It was just before Christmas and there was an amateur dramatic group associated with the hospital that put on pantomimes for staff and patients. Bob was in the pantomime and I was doing the makeup.
And her first words to me were,
yeah, we
you can't go on stage with makeup like that.
No, with a green neck, I said.
Bob stopped wearing Andrea's makeup and now they've been married for 36 years. Their son and daughter are both in their 30s and have flown the nest, so they feel the time is right to sell the family home in Luton.
We moved here when our son was 1 year old. It was a 3-bed semi, and it was big enough for what we needed at the time. But now the children have moved away, so now we're moving to be with family, and that's what we want to do.
Their eldest daughter is moving to Gloucestershire, and Bob and Andrea want to stay close to her, but they're also seeking a quieter pace of life.
It's a lovely part of the country, the Cotswolds nearby, and the housing is really nice down there. We're looking at a more rural environment that we're in now. It's something a little bit more where there's walks nearby. Really, it's a slowdown. We don't want to stop by any means, but it's a chance for us to sort of spread our wings and try different things.
One hobby Bob is keen to develop is photography.
I've been doing it for about 20 years now. It's become a passion, really, I guess. I've looked at all different types of photography, but I've settled on portrait photography, which is something I've been told I have quite a knack for. So photography, yes, burning ambition to get it right and to photograph some wonderful people.
Yeah, but not me.
But not you. No, she doesn't like having a photograph taken.
No.
No.
However, Andrea wants to continue volunteering when she moves to the countryside.
We're both very interested in history and architecture, I guess, and we both volunteer at a national charity not far from here, where that enables us to talk about the history of the building, and you photograph all the artefacts. So we would hope to carry that on.
After living in Luton for over 30 years, they know that their life will change, but they're eager to take that next step.
Over the years that we've been here, we've had a wide circle of friends, particularly as the children were growing up. But like us, they have all moved away, and so now we're looking forward to making new friends in our new home environment.
Bob and Andrea would like to be within an hour of their daughter in Cirencester, Gloucestershire, so we'll be looking in the north and west of the county. I'm meeting up with them in Wiltshire to talk property particulars. Good morning, welcome to Wiltshire.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Lovely to see you, and I'm sure it's great to be here. Long way from home.
Yeah, yep, very much so.
Let's talk about the house you're after. Because I imagine you're quite used to a certain style of living, having been in your current house for how long?
32 years.
Right, OK, so let's just see how adaptable to change you are.
We're just a little settled as we are, so we're open to change.
Are you?
Yes.
I'm not so sure.
Oh,
I'm not so
really?
sure that we are.
It will depend on the amount of change.
Describe to me the house you think you'd like to live in down here.
So we'd like a reasonable-sized master bedroom.
OK.
Or dressing room.
And then 3 or 4 bedrooms, but again, reasonable size. We don't want 4 bedrooms where actually the 3rd and 4th bedroom is, you know, you can't really.
Well, what do you want 4 bedrooms for if the children have left home?
Well, if it doesn't have a study, we'd like to have a study.
Yeah.
So we turn a bedroom into a study.
Just thinking ahead now, what about things like outbuildings or garages? Could you convert them, or do you have a car? Or?
Yeah, that's my area, I guess.
That's your dream.
I'm looking for a large garage or outbuilding that has height as well as width, because I want to do portrait photography.
OK.
But it's not a showstopper, because, you know, if there is sufficient land, although we're looking for a manageable garden, if there's sufficient land, I could put a building, perhaps.
I can already see conflicts here. You know, we want a manageable garden, but we want maybe you mentioned the word land. That always terrifies me.
We don't want huge land. We're not gardeners.
No.
All right. What about style? Because you've got some beautiful stone-built properties in this part of the world.
The stone is lovely, and we love it. As long as the rooms aren't dark, I like reasonably sized windows and good natural light.
You like modern houses by the sounds of it.
Probably, yes.
But the ultra-modern houses seem to have smaller windows.
Yeah, and
so
very
that's
small
what we've been concerned about when we've been looking.
This is going to be interesting, isn't it?
This is why we haven't moved for 32 years.
Well, it's you know what? I see this a lot. It's prizing people like yourselves out of your house. You've made the decision you want to move.
Yes, definitely.
But you will have to leave a lot of what makes you so comfortable and satisfied with your current home behind you.
Yes, that's true.
And, you know, take it out on me. That's what I'll say. Take it out on me. What about price? Remind me of what your budget is.
Maximum of 425.
Maximum 425?
Yes.
All right. Let's see how we get on. I know just the place to start. Come with me.
Lovely.
Thank you.
It's going to be different.
Yep.
That sounds good.
That's what we want.
With their budget of £425,000, Bob and Andrea would like a detached, characterful property with light rooms. They're after 4 good-sized bedrooms, one of which could be a study. They'd like a manageable garden, and Bob would like a large garage or outbuilding that he can use as a photographic studio. We've chosen 3 properties that best reflect their wish list, but they won't get to know the price tag until the end of each tour. With our final house, the mystery property, we'll see just how far Bob and Andrea are willing to disrupt the status quo. Our first house is 2 miles from the town of Trowbridge in the village of West Ashton. Surrounded by peaceful countryside, it's a small yet vibrant village with a community spirit and includes a listed Victorian church, a primary school and a village hall hosting many social events. Property 1 is situated on a private lane in the village. So this is very exciting for you. The first house in 30 years, or first home you could be buying. Is it this? What do we think?
Wow.
Not what I expected,
No,
but
no,
interested to see
indeed.
inside.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah.
This is essentially a converted barn.
Yes.
It is.
Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah,
Yes,
we've
yes.
looked at them. We have looked at them. So how much are we talking about?
What are you getting?
Yes.
Good question. See that white fencing there?
Yes.
It's beyond that white fencing, around the L shape to the end there, to the
Okay.
gable end.
Okay.
So you're looking at an L-shaped property.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what do you think?
Interesting.
Typical bloke, right? Typical bloke. Just how much have I got? Just how much have I got?
Yes, exactly.
Do you like this environment? Do you like the village that we're in?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Yes,
yeah.
lovely, lovely. Very, very good start.
And of course, Trowbridge has a brewery. I mean, that's got to be a bonus, isn't it?
Could be good for
Could
the
be good.
evenings in front of the fire with the beers.
Perfect.
Sounds
well,
good.
if you're up for evenings in front of the fire, have I got a fireplace to show you? Come with me.
Okay.
Good reactions to what is, let's face it, a completely different proposition to their home in Luton. The former barn dates back to the 1800s and it's been renovated and stylishly designed by the current owner. Now this is a rather grand way of walking, those lovely doors.
Oh, wow.
Now look at this for a room.
Oh, amazing. I hadn't expected this from the outside.
Oh, my goodness.
If I'm honest.
That is amazing. That's old and new all in one, isn't it?
So, the house you live in at home?
Nothing like this.
Yeah, I imagine. Now the fireplace.
That is some fireplace, isn't
It is. See the stonework there?
Yes.
That comes from a nearby railway station.
Oh,
Right.
goodness.
He's reclaimed that ironwork along the side there, the wonderful bit of timber going across.
Yeah.
The flooring is new, it's oak flooring. But here's another clever design. He decided to lay it so it points you towards the courtyard garden.
Clever.
Oh, okay.
I think you'd live in here, and for the first year, you'd be finding these wonderful quirks
things,
that
yes.
reflect the
Yes.
guy that's built this place, and you wonder where it's all from. Let me show you the bedrooms through this side now.
Right,
right, okay.
Yeah, sure.
At the end of the kitchen, there's a utility room for the white goods as well as a wet room. There are 4 bedrooms in this former barn, 3 of those on the ground floor. They include a double, which is adjacent to the family bathroom, and there's a spare room that could be set aside for Bob's photography equipment. Upstairs, on a mezzanine level, there's a guest double. There's no doubt it's an impressive space, but can Bob and Andrea see themselves here with their own belongings and furniture, as we explore what could be their master bedroom on the ground floor?
Wow.
Our master bedroom. I think you'll rather like this.
Gosh.
Big enough.
Is it?
I think so. I think so.
We probably could,
We
yeah.
probably could.
What's this? I noticed there's a conversation going on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think what's going on here is you're seeing if you can fit them in, but hopefully it's not a deal breaker.
No. It's a nice
not at
room.
all.
You've got a bathroom that's almost finished up above,
Okay.
and the owner is going to put a modular staircase in there.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
It gets better.
I think it's just a question of getting used to it. We've
Yes.
never had a ground floor bedroom.
And as you said
so-
before, it's breaking the mould from
Yeah.
what we've been used to for 30-odd years and looking at how we could adapt and fit into what is obviously a lovely house.
Yeah.
The
And
reason
again, you don't have to stagger upstairs to bed when you're plastered. So.
meaning you.
If you knew Andrea,
I like you, Andrea.
That's not the case. That's not the case.
Outside, there's an enclosed courtyard area just off the master bedroom, along with a southwest-facing garden comprising a patio area and manageable lawn, which is accessed via the main living space. Well, you said a garden as opposed to land, didn't you?
Yes, yes. This is a garden.
Yeah.
That's fine. I can
It's
hang the washing
manageable.
out. I can
You
sit
can hang the
out.
washing out.
That's fine.
Yes.
OK. That's what a garden is for you, then.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what a garden is for me, yeah.
A sun trap, I think.
Yeah.
It really is, isn't it?
It is,
It's
yes. Yeah.
But it's like this all the time in Wiltshire. Hopefully you've both been thinking about the price.
Oh,
so
yes.
have a go at guessing it.
You first.
Oh, what a gent.
I think 415,000.
I think it's £425,000.
OK. This place on the market for £400,000.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's
Oh,
a
that
surprise.
makes it twice as hard.
That is a surprise.
Yes.
Pleasant one by the sounds of it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's certainly worth some serious thought.
Absolutely.
Well, give it just that. Go back into this place and have a look around again on your own.
OK.
And I will meet you at the front whenever you're done.
Lovely,
See you later.
thank you. Thanks very much.
Priced at £400,000, our first house is a converted barn which has been sympathetically restored. There's a light and airy L-shaped living space with feature fireplace and 4 bedrooms in total, with 3 on the ground floor. The garden is easy to maintain and they'd be at the heart of a village community.
So this would be the guest bedroom.
This is lovely, isn't it? Yeah,
Good
very
size.
nice. Good size.
Nice and light.
Big enough for a double bed, so yeah, spot on. Very pleasant indeed, and a big surprise, especially from having seen it outside to how big it is inside. It's a TARDIS. This is a lot of house for the money. This has been a fantastic start.
Somebody in this house has got an amazing vision. Whether I could see myself living here, I'm not sure at this moment. It needs some real serious thought. It's very different from where we are. That's not to say it's a deal breaker. I just have to have my head around it as to whether I can live in this way.
I am almost ruining not keeping this as the mystery house, but we started well with this, haven't we?
That is an
very much
amazing
so.
start. I think you'd be hard pushed to do it better.
Well, we're just going to do it different. On to the next one.
All right, lovely. Wow.
Wiltshire is a mostly rural county covering around 2,000 square miles and features internationally recognised heritage sites, gently undulating terrain and a great abundance of wildlife. In 1962, the Wiltshire Wildlife Trust was formed to protect and conserve the county's countryside heritage. Today it manages a number of wildlife reserves, including this one at Clouts Wood. It also relies on volunteers, and since Bob and Andrea have expressed an interest in getting involved in the community, we sent them to meet Reserve Officer Ellie Jones to find out more about volunteering.
Hi, Ellie. Really nice to meet you.
Yes, you too.
And photo opportunities.
So as you've noticed, I've got my camera with me. I'm a very keen photographer. What sort of things could I see on the reserve?
Well, we're on an area of chalk downland at the moment, so there's lots of beautiful wildflowers out.
Right.
We see over 12 species of bumblebee.
12?
Yep, and some great birds as well. Red kites, buzzards, green woodpecker, and spotted flycatcher have been seen recently.
Oh,
so,
wow.
yeah, quite a bit.
And do you rely on volunteers?
We do. We have an awful lot of volunteers that do brilliant work across our reserve, so it's really important to us.
And what sort of work would they be doing on a day-to-day basis?
It really depends on the reserve and on the time of year. So they could be involved in things like woodland management, coppicing, for example, or in the summer you could be doing things like path creation or step construction. So it's really, really variable.
Oh, okay. Very interesting, very interesting.
Right, guys, would you like to follow me? We'll go on a wildlife walk.
That'll be fabulous.
Sounds
Yes,
great.
please.
Great.
Okay.
Surrounded by grazing land, Clouts Wood is a site of special scientific interest and has existed as a wood since the last ice age receded. A haven for insects and wildflowers, it's not long before portrait photographer Bob spots a willing subject.
Never has a bee been photographed so much.
Right, so this is the chalk grassland that we've got here. We've got field and small scabious, which are very characteristic. Yes, this one here. We also have quaking grass, which is one of my favourite grasses because it sort of quakes in in the wind.
Oh, wow.
This one here is greater knapweed, which is another species characteristic of chalk.
After a short walk, it's camera down and work gloves on.
We're going to be hand pulling this plant here. It's called ragwort, common ragwort. It's a beautiful plant.
It is, isn't it?
A great nectar source and pollen source for invertebrates, butterflies, bees. But unfortunately, it is toxic when ingested for livestock, so we do need to remove it. So what we need to do here is pull this up from the base to make sure that we get the roots. Like that.
Yep.
Ragwort can grow up to 90 centimetres tall and produces yellow daisy-like flowers during the summer months. Common ragwort produces large numbers of seeds, so you need to be careful when pulling it out not to disperse them. Getting to the base of the roots is tougher than it looks.
So how are you getting on?
Yeah, OK.
I'm not really doing very well here.
Oh, dear. Well, they'll come back, but it's not a problem, I guess. So always pull them again next time. So.
Looks like you've got a good pile of it there. Shall we put this all together and put it in the bag?
Yep, indeed.
And I think then we can call it a day.
OK.
Because there's somebody else I'd like you to meet.
Oh, OK.
Great, thank you.
Lovely,
Thanks for your help.
Cloutswood is traditionally managed as a coppice, so to finish off their wildlife walk, Bob and Andrea are meeting horse logger Richard Eames and his horse Elizabeth to find out about this ancient form of woodland management.
So, what is it you actually do?
Well, I'm a horse logger, so I basically use Elizabeth to extract the timber that's been felled.
And why does the Wildlife Trust use horses rather than machinery?
On this site, it's very steep. It's quite a small job, so the horse can get into the site, get the timber easily. Also doesn't damage the flora and fauna, particularly the horse. So it's more cost-effective to use a horse here than to bring in machinery.
The art of horse logging is thought to date back some 10,000 years and nearly died out with the onset of machines. But today, traditional forestry skills are making a comeback. And with all this countryside on their doorstep, it's time I got back on my saddle and found Bob and Andrea their perfect house. For our second house, we're staying in the Trowbridge area and heading to the village of North Bradley. Overlooked by one of Wiltshire's famous white horses at Westbury, this village and its larger neighbour Hawkridge together feature a range of useful amenities, including a pub, a parish church and a village hall. Property 2 is right in the heart of North Bradley and couldn't be more different to our first house. Now, for our second offering, we're going something a bit more conventional, if you like.
Yeah.
You said wow already, so that bodes well.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you, we have seen this one online.
OK.
Yep.
What did you think of it?
We wanted to come and see it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We saw it, we discounted it.
No.
This is brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, good.
This is just the one we wanted to see.
Oh, so we're on the right tracks then.
Oh, most definitely.
Excellent,
most definitely.
excellent. Built in 1994, this modern detached property has a more conventional layout and in many ways makes the move from their Luton home less of a wrench for Bob and Andrea. We're starting in the first of 3 living areas. Let's start with the living room. Not open plan.
No.
You'll see.
Love the double aspect. Oh, this is nice.
Nice room, yeah.
Yes, this is very nice.
Does this replicate more that you're used to living in, your current home?
Yes.
3
Yes.
completely separate living areas.
Yeah, this is more us. I think one of the other concerns for me in the other house was being able to get away from each other. So, no, seriously,
in the nicest possible way.
In the nicest possible way, because, for example, we've got a piano. So a piano in that main room is going to really stop anybody else doing anything else.
Well, there's only so many times you can listen to chopsticks.
No, especially played badly.
Well, let's look at all 3 then and see how they flow. We can actually walk through the dining room if you want to. I'll do that right away.
Yes.
Come with me. The dining room is just about large enough to entertain close family, but there's another option in the kitchen. The hallway is just through that door there, but I wanted to have that shut so you see the whole utility.
Oh, wow.
And then you can see it goes in. This is, a kitchen breakfast room, really.
Yes, yeah.
Wow. It's nice to have the extra bit on the far end, kitchen breakfast, or with a dining room. We've got the 2 options for dining, which is nice. Formal or the less formal in the kitchen.
Or the escaping.
Maybe, yes.
So that's the ground floor accommodation covered, although there is a double garage accessed via the utility room that could be an option for Bob's photographic studio. Upstairs there are 4 good-sized bedrooms, including a large double in the eaves above the garage, a single with lots of storage, and another double which is being used as a study. There's a 3-piece family bathroom, and let's not forget the master bedroom. Well, you get your required amount of bedrooms.
Yes.
Your master faces south. Oh. Well, twin aspect, actually, but also ensuite.
Fantastic.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Good.
Good size. Good size.
Come on, then. Put your wardrobes in here.
But there's no need. There's a dressing room next door.
Perfect.
Although it's different, there's a lot of the comfortable features that we've got in our existing house. We've got a large bedroom at the moment. This is a large bedroom. Our bedroom has double aspect. This has got double aspect. We've got an ensuite. This has got an ensuite. So it feels comfortable.
Buyers often tell me they'd like to pick up their current house and move it to the country, and it seems we've done that here. Bob and Andrea know what they love and, well, love what they know. And let's be honest, those familiar home comforts are important. Outside, the main garden is to the rear and includes a large patio with pergola. So, the garden, bigger obviously than the first house.
Yes.
But still manageable, I was thinking.
Very much so, very much so.
And more our style.
Well, it all is, isn't it?
It is. I can't stop smiling, that's the trouble.
Don't let the owners see it, they'll put the price up.
I know.
What is it then? Can you put it into words why this house is working then?
It's not a house, it's a home.
Good. Yeah?
Yes?
Yeah.
Now, you've had a sneak peek of this on the internet, I know. Can you remember how much this was on the market for?
I would like it to be £420,000, please.
OK.
420. I would say £418,000.
Well, a week ago, this was on the market for £425,000, but last week it was reduced. It is now on the market for £417,500. So £500 light, pretty good guess. But...
Where do we sign?
Really?
Yeah.
As it's gone so well, you really must spend some more time in the house. Yeah. And I will meet you whenever you are done, all right?
OK.
That's fabulous,
fine.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you. OK.
Oof.
It's gone really well. I often get a bit worried when people have seen a house that's on the internet, but I think this has exceeded expectations, and you heard it from Bob himself. It's not a house. For them, it's a potential new home. Over £7,000 below their budget, the second property is a modern detached family home with 3 separate living areas and 4 good-sized bedrooms. There's a double garage for Bob's photographic equipment, and the house comes with a manageable garden with entertaining space.
Well, this is a good-sized guest bedroom.
Yeah, worked perfectly.
Nice storage.
This is very nice. I can't stop smiling. Boxes ticked all over the place. We've already started to move our furniture in theory. Everything will go into this house. The last house, we would have had to make quite a few modifications or leave stuff behind. Here, we can bring the whole thing.
I'd like to explore the area a little bit more, go into Trowbridge, see what facilities are around, explore the village a little bit more. But initial feelings, yes, I could definitely see us living here.
I was worried you weren't going to come out then.
Oh, do we have to?
Moving in.
Yes.
Yes, please.
So, yes, please, from both of you. This is a contender, isn't it?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Does that mean tomorrow I can show you something really wacky?
That would be interesting.
We're still very interested to see what's tomorrow.
Well, this is the one to beat. Come with me.
It is.
We're in sunny Wiltshire with a £425,000 budget and retirees Bob and Andrea from Luton in Bedfordshire, who haven't moved for 3 decades. Coming up, the mystery house divides the camp.
It's in style with the house, and it's different.
In the nicest possible way, Bob. I don't care what you think.
No, I'm sure.
Because you like it.
Yes.
I'm worried about the doubting Thomas over here. And down in the woods, there's a big surprise as I discover Wiltshire's wartime secrets.
Open up!
What I must say, Andrea and Bob were absolutely buzzing when they got back to the hotel last night, talking about house number 2, especially Bob, waxing lyrical about how he was going to convert that double garage into a photography studio. But that doesn't mean an early bath for me. I know they're moving from a fairly modern property, and house 2 again was a modern house, wasn't it? So I want one more chance to show them something with a bit of history, which is one of the compromises with today's mystery house. The other are slightly smaller proportions inside the house itself. But if they're able to see through these two things, they'll be rewarded with a much shorter commute time to their daughter in Cirencester. Let's see how we go. Our final offering means we have to cross the border into Gloucestershire and head to the market town of Nailsworth. Set in a wooded valley, the characterful town prospered thanks to the Cotswolds wool and cloth trade. And today, many of the old mills and workers' cottages have been converted into restaurants and hotels. The mystery house, situated on the rural edges of Nailsworth, gives our couple all the benefits of town living on their doorstep. But it's a much older model than our second house yesterday, and I think it's the age factor that's going to be the biggest challenge for our couple. Well, you'll know you're only half an hour from Cirencester, where your daughter lives.
OK.
If you lived in that house.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Oh, right.
Oh.
I like
That's
the
not what I
stone.
was expecting. Wow.
You said wow at every house
I
now,
know,
Bob.
I know. My heart speaks first, and then I'll let the brain come in and sort out the detail.
That's called Andrea.
No, she does the other way round.
So then, Andrea, you like the stone
I
you
like
just
the
said?
stone. If I'm absolutely honest, the state of the roof worries me a little bit.
That is beautiful local stone on the
yes,
roof.
yeah.
That's, that's decent.
I've yet to be decided, I think. I'm interested to see inside.
Let's look inside, come on. Okay. As suspected, it seems it's out with the old and in with the new. But this 19th century traditional Cotswolds cottage is packed with character, and I'm hopeful I can convince Andrea of its historic merits. Now, straight in to what I thought was a fairly well-lit kitchen.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Good size.
It's a good size. It's not my style.
Not your style. OK, all right. It's in style with the house, and it's different.
In the nicest possible way, Bob. I don't care what you think at the moment,
I'm sure
because you like it.
Yes.
I'm worried about the doubting Thomas over here. I want to push you on this, Andrea.
I would like to see more. It's been done very nicely.
It has, yeah.
But
it's a lovely kitchen.
It's not me.
I think Andrea's body language says it all. Well, this semi-open plan feel continues. You've got your dining room here, and then, just mind your step there, a snug, living room.
Yes, very snug.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
Too small.
It's too small.
Is it?
Yeah.
Way too small.
We wouldn't get anything in here.
We would literally have to get rid of everything and start again.
Well, that would be refreshing, wouldn't it?
But it's
That's
a
true.
step too far.
Is it?
I think it might be a step too far.
Well, it was always going to be hard beating House 2, as Bob and Andrea and their furniture felt so at home there. Upstairs, there are 4 bedrooms spread over 2 floors. On the top floor, there's a double in the eaves and a single bedroom. On the first floor, they'll find the family bathroom, a guest double, as well as the master. Up on this first floor, you get 2 double bedrooms and a bathroom, but amazing views.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a good sized room as well.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, look at that. Like, waking up to that view.
How green is my valley? That's lovely.
Yes, pretty green.
Yeah. This is a good size room.
It is a good sized room.
Good sized rooms
depends-
don't buy houses.
No, but it depends what I could put or what we could put in the other rooms.
You put him in one of them.
Might put him in another house.
Oh, that's what
And
the
the garage.
That's what the garage is for.
Ah, yes.
That's a nice big room I've got.
Yeah. I was there when that happened. But I don't think it's the size of the rooms. I think it's that intangible thing, that feeling.
It's that first 10 seconds, as everybody says, as you walk into a house, if it doesn't grab you within 10 seconds, it's probably not for you.
You're the Iron Lady of house tours. This woman's not for changing her mind. I quite like it. Well, let's go back outside.
OK.
And now I'm going to make you sweat over the price.
Oh, dear.
Who am I going to make go first? I think Andrea.
Yes.
You deserve it, Andrea.
Yes.
Despite its charm and appeal, the historic credentials of our mystery house aren't resonating with them. Outside, the main garden is to the front and side of the house, with a sloping lawn and patio. But the property also benefits from 2 garages, the larger of which could make an excellent photo studio. OK, then how much do we think this mystery house is on the market for?
I'm probably going to say £380,000.
Oh, right, OK.
I'm going to say £420,000.
This place is on the market for... You're way out. £379,950. You're good at this, aren't you?
She is. Wow.
So, although you've retired, maybe you could become an estate agent?
I don't think so. I wouldn't have any clients.
Have a snoop around. I will... Tell you what, I'll probably be sat right here.
Lovely.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow. Thank you.
£45,000 under budget, our mystery house has the lowest price tag of all 3 properties, despite being located in more expensive Gloucestershire. It's a traditional Cotswold stone cottage with a large kitchen diner and 4 bedrooms. There are outbuilding options for Bob's studio, and the garden is easy to maintain.
It's a very nice house. It's been decorated very well. It's a very nice location near a very nice town, and it will be a lovely home for somebody at a good price.
It's a lovely house. It's been very nicely done inside. It has a lot of features. Nice for a family, a small young family growing, but not for a couple of older people, such as us, perhaps.
Have you used this time to really get a feel for the place and maybe start chatting things through about location over property?
Yes, I think so.
Yes. We've got a much better idea than when we started the process.
Good. Well, now I'm going to give you a bit more time. I'm going to take you somewhere to have a good chat about all 3 properties,
OK.
and then I'll find out what you want to do. Yeah?
Lovely.
Okay.
Come with me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
During the Second World War, the Wiltshire countryside played host to a secret band of brothers. One of those in charge was Captain Peter Fleming, brother of spy writer Ian Fleming. He was tasked by Sir Winston Churchill to train an underground resistance network designed to disrupt enemy lines in the event of a German invasion, a threat that was very real in 1940. The men, all volunteers, were trained here at the Coleshill estate. I'm meeting Bill Ashby from the Coleshill Auxiliary Research Team to find out what life was like in this secret guerrilla army. Now, Bill, there's an amazing history, an unknown history attached to the auxiliaries, and part of that is Peter Fleming, Ian Fleming's brother. How involved was he?
Well, he was a key man. Peter Fleming was recruited to train men to go to ground. So if the Germans came, they would hide, and they would then come out and try and delay the enemy by attacking stores and vehicles and everything but actually go to war and fight them.
Right. So we were very much under the threat of invasion ourselves here in the UK. Talk me through the training that these guys had then.
They were trained to use the latest equipment. Plastic explosive was only just coming out then. They would set up charges onto a railway line, for example, and the idea was that the railway would have been bringing in German reinforcements.
Of course.
So blow the line up or blow the tunnel up,
And
blow the bridge up.
This would have been just that method. So you got the railway girder here.
This is a detonator. The train come on, that would fire that, that would fire that.
Bang. As well as learning guerrilla warfare tactics, volunteers were trained in intelligence, in particular getting messages from the front to higher command. Auxiliary units would plant secret messages to be picked up later in what were known as dead letterboxes. Dead letterboxes? Is one near here?
Yep. You're getting colder.
Colder?
Yeah. You're getting warm. Getting hot.
What? How can I be very hot? I've got a chunk of wood in my hand. Well, go on then.
Let me show you.
Get it out. Oh, what an idiot. Brilliant.
A dummy bolt There's a curled up message inside the bolt.
This is ingenious. And then inside there...
That's it.
Mr. Irwin, you are rubbish at finding messages. Secrecy was of the utmost importance, so outposts and bunkers were hidden from plain sight, but in the most ordinary of places.
Let me show you. Open up!
The operation base, like this one, would be where the men would live for weeks at a time and plan their acts of sabotage. And how many people would have been staying in here then?
Maybe up to 8.
Well, cosy, isn't it?
Yep, we've got bunks, maybe 4 sleeping and 4 doing things.
Now, you say 4 sleeping, 4 doing things. These activities, I imagine they'd probably be taking place under the cover of darkness.
Yes, there would have been 2 men out during the day on reconnaissance.
Right.
Choosing the target that would be attacked that night. They'd come back.
Right.
Prepare their explosives, whatever's necessary in here.
So rest and prepare by day.
That's it.
Action by night. Although the men's training was never put into practice, many went on to join the SAS, using the skills taught here at this top-secret Special Forces training ground in the heart of the Wiltshire countryside. Well, I think it's fair to say that house number 2 is the clear favourite. But let's remember, it's been over 30 years since Bob and Andrea bought a house together, so this is a huge decision. I've given them a few hours to think things through, so let's find out what their thoughts are. Well, you could get used to this, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
You wouldn't want to mow it, though, would you?
No.
Not every week. Do you have a favourite house? He asked knowingly. Of course you do.
I think the second
Well,
house.
yeah, there was one that had a little advantage over the rest, perhaps.
Yeah. What was it about house number 2, then?
I think the size of the rooms, it gave us the different rooms that we wanted. It gave us the size of garden that we wanted and that we didn't want anything huge.
I haven't been inside your house.
No.
Would you say you were looking, to some extent, for a fair amount of replication?
Probably.
I think so, yes, because your favourite stock phrase, if we could move it down here, we would. And that's why I think that house number 2 was the closest to what we currently have, in which we're very comfortable.
What's the next step for you guys?
Well, before we go home tomorrow, we're going to go back to the area and explore the location a little bit more. And we have already arranged to see the house again.
Fantastic news.
Yes.
You don't hang around here.
No.
I'm really, really chuffed. Please let us know what you decide.
Yes, of course we will. And thank you very much. It's been a real experience.
It's been really, really good fun.
I've enjoyed myself as well.
Thank
The only thing remaining to do is eat brownies. Let me tell you, I'm much better at that, finding houses. You know, I think the main reason why Bob and Andrea liked house number 2 so much is because it felt so familiar, and that's what helped them feel so comfortable when they walked around the property. So, fingers crossed, their second viewing tomorrow morning, house number 2 goes very well. But if not, if there are question marks there, it certainly wouldn't surprise me to hear that they're looking for property somewhere over the border, perhaps closer to their daughter in Cirencester. I'm looking forward to finding out. See you next time. If you would like to escape to the country in England, Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland and need our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.